We got to talk about Poatan's left hook. Dude, the
Well, who do you think
fucking
is gonna win? It's
killer
pretty
of the
close.
division. What are the
This
odds?
fight's this fight's one of my most anticipated fights. It was second after Oliver Makachev. Now it's
Yeah, most
first,
anticipated of the year.
and yeah, and well, just scheduled, I guess. And I didn't realize like 1.5 weeks, man. That's gonna pass. That's gonna pass pretty quick.
Dude,
I'm
the
excited.
odds, Adesanya is pretty much at a minus 170 to 175 favorite, and Pereira is a plus 145 underdog. Dude, honestly, at those odds, I'd put money on Pereira. Plus one,
And
like plus 145 for Pereira.
I see a plus 136 for Pereira on my
Oh
bookie.
yeah, my book. I'm looking at
Yeah.
just like best fight odds, where
All
they
right, fair
have
enough.
all of the different books.
Of course, it's better than my bookie odds. Fucking my bookie. Yeah. I mean, I would bet on. I would definitely would not bet. I put it this way: I would not bet on Israel at minus 175.
Yeah,
That's
I
way too
agree.
low for it. Yeah. I
It's
mean,
just,
I think
it's
it's
just
yeah.
like it's so weird because I I struggle to think of another fighter who has had this much MMA experience and is still essentially a kickboxer. Like that's just the weirdest thing about this fight to me. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
Izzy has so much more MMA experience, but what is he going to bring to the table that he didn't bring to the table against Alex Pereira in their first two fights?
But he trains a lot of jiu-jitsu. He trains a lot of takedown defense. I mean, obviously he's
Okay, that's
playing
what
to
he
his
trains, but
strengths.
what is he going to bring to the table?
It's his strength, and his primary game plan is always going to be his kickboxing. Always
But
should be his
I'm asking
kickboxing.
you, is he going to use his jujitsu? Is he going to use like his grappling in this? Or is he
I
just going to
don't.
be like, I'm going to show you I'm the better kickboxer?
Well, but that's the thing, right? Like, if there's ever a fight to bring out your grappling, to train takedowns, it's this one.
But dude, I don't even think Izzy's going to like, dude, Pereira's training with Glover Teixeira.
I
Like, I don't
know.
think Izzy's going to have better jujitsu than Pereira. I just don't.
Is it trained with Galvao? Or whatever.
Galvao? Yeah,
Yeah, Andre Galvao.
I
I mean, it's
guess.
not.
I guess
It's
that's
not
good.
consistent.
Can you think of
It's not
any
like
good
his
grapplers
primary thing.
from CKB? I guess
No, yeah, like
Volkanovski, but he's only half from
the
CKB.
the problem is, yeah, just like the day in day out training partners are different. But I don't know. I guess I just don't know for sure. Like who is how good his partners are and how relevant that is. I just think like I just don't think he has many advantages in this fight if he doesn't lean on some of his MMA training experience,
Okay,
right? Like he
question
goes
for
into
you.
every fight with such an insurmountable reach and just kickboxing skill advantage. But like this is the fight where that's finally not going to
Yeah,
be the
this is a fight
case
where he
as
doesn't
much.
have that.
So
Okay,
how does he gonna react?
question
That's
for you
what's
though.
happening.
The biggest difference between this fight and their kickboxing fights, in my opinion, is going to be the clinch. In kickboxing, you can't clinch up. In MMA, like let's be honest, not I don't. If either of them shoots for a takedown, I'm gonna be shocked. Um, but like the biggest difference is that you can clinch up, and I think Alex Pereira has like a ridiculously good clinch game. We saw it against Nicolaitis or whatever Michaelitis, that one Greek guy that he just like switch need KO'd, and then he also
Was it off of the clinch or was it just
no, it
off of?
wasn't
I
off of
thought
the
it was
clinch, but he
countering
had some
a.
pretty good clinch work, like just landing pot shots from the clinch. And can you think of any good clinch game that Izzy's had? Like he has great takedown defense in the clinch. He has good breakaways from the clinch. I don't think he really lands strikes when he's breaking away from
Yeah,
the
he doesn't
clinch.
really throw off elbows.
Like against Jared Cannonier, he
I
was
guess I
literally
don't
held
feel
up
like
against the
either
cage,
one.
going like this to Jared Cannonier's ears. This is like the worst clinch game you can. I'd prefer foot stomps over that.
Well, because then like when they drop to his hips, he always digs a whizzer, like an
But I'm just
overhook.
talking about like offense. Like
Yeah, offense he doesn't
digging a
have
wizard
much.
is going
I
to be
agree.
useless against Pereira. Pereira's not going for a double leg.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's what he was waiting to do against Cannonier. But I don't think that Pereira showing a great. I don't remember Pereira showing a great clench game either. I guess I just
I mean,
don't remember like a good example of that.
I think he broke Michaelitis' nose in the clinch, just with like a pop. like a weird little
Rough.
uppercut. I mean, he doesn't have a great clinch game. That's not his bread and butter. But I think that is
I'm
the
mostly
difference.
worried. I'm worried about his cardio against Izzy,
Pereira,
personally. Yeah.
I just
One,
don't
because
know
he's
if it's
bigger
going
and
to
he
be a
cuts more
problem.
weight. And two, the Bruno Silva fight, he got a little bit gassed
But you
late
see,
second or
is he
third round.
really causing him to gas out? Izzy's not that kind of fighter. Like, he
Dude, I
lets his
think it's,
opponents come to him. He,
I know, but like when you're, he also just the info overload aspect of it. I feel like that's just hard to keep up with.
yeah,
It's a
that's
5 round
true.
fight too, dude. Izzy's gone 5 rounds and he hasn't even been breathing hard.
Dude,
Like, Izzy has
Pereira
stellar
was like
cardio.
a double, double weight division champ in Glory Kickboxing. I'm pretty sure, like, you have to have
I
pretty good cardio
know.
for that, too.
Well, of course, but still, like from what we've seen in the MMA context, it's mattered. I mean, we have seen him get tired.
Right, against
I
Bruno
don't,
Silva.
yeah. It's just it's different. Like he doesn't have Izzy's breathing techniques.
He
He
doesn't
doesn't
do
go
like the
into the
fucking
woods.
anime style
Yeah.
training in the beaches
He
of New
doesn't go
Zealand.
into the woods. Yeah, he doesn't go into the oasis in the middle of the woods and like fucking hold his
I
breath
don't know,
underwater.
man. I just think
Wim
like
Hof.
I I guess to me the biggest difference is I just don't see Izzy pressuring him, so I'm not as concerned about the cardio as you are. And I think really the
Yeah,
biggest
that's fair.
difference is like Pereira's power is just like head and shoulders above Izzy's power. Like Izzy has some pretty good knockout shots, but he needs to set that up perfectly. And let's be honest, like his
But
best knockout
honestly,
shot is like
like
a pullback left hook, which would
Jan was
fucking
saying
suck
that
against
Izzy has
Pereira.
good power, though. Jan was kind of saying that
Who?
Izzy has good. Jan
Jan?
Blachowicz.
Oh, Jan
Jan
Blachowicz?
Blachowicz. He was saying Izzy has good power. He was bigger, I guess, in that
Okay,
fight.
yeah, he has good power, but I'm just talking about like knockouts.
Sure.
Like
Yeah, I
he has
know.
great jabs. He's dropped Whitaker with a jab. I'm sure he like landed some good jabs on Jan. His leg kicks are powerful.
It's also just not in Izzy's style to commit hard as he can
Yeah,
into a
exactly.
shot.
Exactly. Like
And
when people
Poatan
talk
doesn't
about
need to do
power,
that.
it's such a fucking
Yeah.
stupid nebulous stat. Like how are you
Yeah,
gonna
that's why,
like
dude,
quantify
talking
power?
about power and chin are my two least favorite parts of MMA.
Well,
That's
I
why.
like talking about chin, but it's more
Well,
like
it's
even
just
in
because
chin,
there's so many
it's more of
factors, dude.
recoverability, right?
It's a placement. It's recover. Yeah, it's like shot
It's
placement.
like
How
how
much
well
you
you
saw the
can
shot
take the
coming,
shot.
and then
Like,
also
can
just
you
like yeah,
roll
your
with
opponent's
it?
recoverability. Yeah,
Can you
exactly. It's a
recover
lot,
from
lot of
it?
things.
Like to me, when I say someone has a good chin, it means they get hit and they're not phased at all. If a guy gets dropped and gets back up, oh wow, he has great recoverability. I'm not gonna call that chin.
Yeah, sure.
And then power, it's so stupid too because it's all about like how clean the shot is, like how strong you are. That doesn't even really factor into knockouts, like your strength. It's just dumb, like how good the technique is, how quick you're
Yeah,
able
it
to
is.
throw it, where it
It's also like how
lands.
well you're able to hide it. Like if your opponent doesn't see shots coming,
Yeah,
he's not going to
exactly.
be braced. He's not going to brace his
Because you
traps. He's not
need
going
to
to
make
brace
your
his
opponent
back.
take the shot badly. And I think
Yeah,
that's why Alex Pereira's hook that he knocked so many people out with is so good because literally
he
people
just
don't
hides
see it
it.
coming. Yeah, people do
Exactly.
not. And dude, also, so people don't see it coming. I like the UFC just put out a video on like his knock. I don't know how they got the rights to glory, but I guess they have his fights.
Oh, really? I should watch
So,
that.
dude, he literally just like hides it in combinations. His timing with it is so weird too. He'll like throw a combination and then like wait a half second and then like bring in the hook. Perfect form, perfect timing, is able to hide it with different combinations. And also, dude, literally every time it connects, it's on the perfect spot. It's like
Exactly.
right on
It's
the
just
end of your
it's
jaw. It's like pressing a lever that just spins your head like maximally.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
right on the tip of the jaw. So you get like the maximal torque of
yeah,
turning the
yeah,
head
yeah.
and rattling the brain. It's like you cannot design a better left hook than that. It's literally the perfect left hook.
But I also think that Izzy is smart enough and understands kickboxing enough that he's gonna always be defending against that left hook. Like he's not gonna give Alex the opportunity to throw it.
Dude, I was shitting on Jan versus Sean O'Malley for like potentially being a boring fight where they just like pick at each other with strikes.
Yeah,
purely off of Sean O'Malley's fight against Pedro Munoz. To be honest,
yeah,
I
fair.
reserve the right to get excited against Izzy versus Pereira and say it's going to be Gastelum versus Izzy 2.0
Dude,
with a
I
knockout,
was I was not
dude.
agreeing with your Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan take because of the opposite side. Like Peter Yan has had really, really good fights against these similar builds and like similar types of fighters like Corey
Yeah,
Sandhagen. And this fight, I'm like, I don't know, man. I just think it's gonna be point fighting, leg kicks,
I mean that was my
jabs. Like
original take, but like
how I'm so excited for it. It's weird because like
I
I
just
feel like
think
I'm
Pereira has I think he has the tools to hurt Izzy, and we haven't seen Izzy hurt in such a long time that I'm like getting super hyped for it. Like I think if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna
well,
be
yeah.
Pereira. Like
That's why I'm excited. That's
Whitaker
why I'm
can win a
excited.
decision over Izzy any day of the week. I think like he's 50-50 with Izzy, but I don't
I
think he has the
agree.
tools needed to hurt Izzy. And I don't think Izzy has the tools needed to hurt Whitaker. It's going to be like
Yeah. I agree.
just a point
That's
fighting
true. That's
match.
true.
But these
This is the
guys,
only guy who can hurt Izzy, who can like really put Izzy in trouble. Not win a decision, not win a point fight. Like he has the tools to make Izzy almost quit or like almost get
right.
knocked out.
Yeah. And
It's
dude, like
different.
even if
Yeah.
Izzy just goes like sits behind a game plan of like taking out Alex Pereira's legs, I'm going to be fascinated with that. Seeing like how Pereira tries to deal with these leg kicks that are coming in at Izzy. If Izzy
Right.
like is actually hurting him with leg kicks, I think that's still going to be exciting.
That's the thing. Like lately, I just feel like Izzy has been landing leg kicks, but they've been having no effect.
Exactly,
Against
dude. Against
Whitaker, that's what I
Cannon.
felt like.
Yeah, and against Cannonier, they had no effect either.
And I feel like Alex is going to be like, that's fine. I don't care what the judges. I'm going to let your leg kicks through, but I'm going to punish you every time you try to throw one
And if he
because they're
doesn't
doing
set up
nothing
those
to.
leg
And
kicks,
yeah,
dude, he's
exactly,
gonna get countered every fucking leg kick
exactly,
that he
dude.
throws.
That's what I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for the anticipation. I'm excited for the fact that I feel like Alex is his best challenger to date and only real challenge in the division. On that respect, like, not can I cheese a win, but can I really decisively hurt you and finish you? And so that's why I'm excited for it. But I'm still preparing for a point fighting match
Yeah, I
for the
know.
most part.
If they're like gun shy, just like trading jabs, not throwing a lot. I mean, dude, it
Basically, I
can't
think
be
it's
worse than Esparza versus Rose. And Esparza's fighting
no, it
right
can't be.
before them. So
But
our
that was
palate
so
is going to be
bad it got good.
cleansed by that
That
fight.
was so bad it got good. Like that was
Dude,
funny.
that was a
that
bad
was
fight. BAD, broken and delirious
that
fight.
was a broken and delirious fight.
That fight was, dude. I almost want to see a rematch of that, like before Izzy versus Pereira. I remember when that fight happened, and people were like, "Where do we go from? Where do we go from here?" And then they're like, "Let's just do a rematch. We have to." Fight was so non-conclusive, and then people are like, "Are you fucking insane? You tell Dana White to book a rematch."
Yeah, I did not want to be the guy who booked that, who like goes to Dana White and was like, you know what?
I think Rose deserves another shot at the title.